Hey guys, welcome. We have another great interview for you guys, all the way from the UK again, and his first wrestling name is Troy Ryan. So we are just waiting for him to pop in, and we'll get started.
Hey man, how are we doing? You okay?
I'm okay. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm all good, thanks, man.
And thanks for doing this. I really
Oh,
appreciate it.
no problem, man. You're very welcome.
So yeah, the first question is, how did you get involved in pro wrestling?
Sure. So I've loved wrestling my whole life. I just didn't think it was something I could kind of do myself.
Mm-hmm.
I played a lot of other sports. I competed at powerlifting. I competed at strongman and things like that. And I just happened to get the same day job as a professional wrestler, a guy called
Okay.
Ashton Smith, and he was signed to NXT UK.
Wow.
And just by chance, like we kind of worked together, and I didn't really know that much about the independent scene. I'd only really watched WWE and TNA when I was a
Okay.
kid,
Yeah.
so I didn't really know a lot about wrestling in the UK. And I just happened to have the same day job as him, and he encouraged me to get involved, to get started, and I just took it from there, to be honest. But yeah, it's just a bit of good luck, I suppose.
I read somewhere that you started back in 2018.
Yeah, that's right. That's when I first started training. I debuted in August of 2018. That was my first
Okay.
match. Yeah, that's right.
And it was the LWF.
Yeah, that was where my first show was. Yeah.
So how was that like training and finally getting onto the show?
Yeah, so I mean, like my goal when I started was I was like, I just want to do a match. I just want to do a match, like in front of my family and see how it goes. Like I didn't really have any kind of ambition past that when I first started. Obviously, I do now,
Okay.
but when I first started, and yeah, it was so nerve-wracking, because like I say, I come from like a sports background.
Yeah.
I used to play American football or just football to you guys. I used to
Oh
play for
really?
a lot of years, yeah, in the UK. Yeah,
Wow.
I played middle linebacker and fullback at university
Wow.
for a
Okay.
while.
Nice.
So the sports side of things, to me, that was easy, but the performance side of being in front of the crowd and stuff like that I found that very, very difficult. So, and you can't really replicate that when you're in training with your friends and stuff,
Sure.
so I was so nervous I had to get nudged out the curtain for my first ever match. That's how nervous I was. But yeah, I mean, looking back, I actually did watch my first match back like
Okay.
last year. I mean, it does suck, like it's not good, but it's not. But it could have. I've seen much worse first matches. So so it was a nice moment. Yeah.
So how was it like taking your first bump?
Oh, so I'll always remember taking my first bump. So again, I'm very like, because I've been coached a lot and stuff. If
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
tells me you do this, then I just do it. Like that's kind of how I'm sort of programmed. And I think a lot of people kind of like hesitate with the first bump. I did
Mhm.
the complete opposite. I just threw myself as hard as I could at the mat. And yeah, and I didn't understand how to bump properly. I was winded. It felt
Ooh,
awful. But
yeah.
yeah, you get accustomed to it and you learn how to do it properly very quickly,
Oh
because
yeah.
that first one sucked. Yeah.
So you debuted as a single wrestler,
Hmm.
but I'm reading your bio, and you have more success in tag team wrestling.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So how did the tag team get together?
Sure. So Anderson he's my best friend. We just happened, again, a good bit of luck. We happened to meet each other on our first ever session, and again, he's another sort of big jacked up gym dude, and we
Yeah.
both came to our first sessions with NFL jerseys. So it was like, oh, cool, we're just going to be best friends now. So, but yeah, like with the tag team stuff, I think we realized very quickly that we wanted to be a team. I never came into wrestling wanting to be
Mhm.
a tag team wrestler.
Yeah.
but like we hit it off really quickly. Like I say, you know, he's my best friend, you know, like, and we've just got we're wired very similarly. And we've seen we've seen a lot of success as a team. Like, unfortunately, he's had to retire from a very bad injury in November of last year. But you know, I'm still seeing him every week. He's ahead of schedule for his recovery and stuff. So now it's kind of I'm have to flip it back the other way, you know, and have to
Yeah,
kind of carve something out for myself, you know. But like, yeah, the years that we've spent as a tag team, the happiest years of my life. Like, I wouldn't change that for the world. And the only thing that I change is that he didn't get hurt and he's still there with me, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah. True, true, true. Um, is there any other goals do you want to reach in your career?
sure. So it's an interesting one because I am very, very ambitious with wrestling. I care a lot. I train really hard. You know, it's something that like it's my life. You know, like I
Yeah.
really, really care. I really, really care about this. But I don't have a goal in the sense of like I have to wrestle for this promotion or it's been a failure, or I
Mm-hmm.
have to wrestle for I don't know. I have to get signed to WWE or it's a failure. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like I really want to enjoy what I'm doing now, and I'm very ambitious to do more, and I'm working hard, sort of behind the scenes and stuff like that to try and you know get myself out there a little more. I think at this moment one of my biggest barriers is time. Obviously, I have a day job and I also freelance, so I've kind of got 2 day jobs,
Oh,
you
wow.
know. So like I'd love to go across, you know, to like North America and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. That'd be really really cool. It's just finding the time at the moment, but you know, if I'm gonna do it, I want to do it properly, you know. But you know, taking the time to do my research and
Yeah,
visas and
sure.
things like that, like you know, that's something that I do want to do at some point. Me and my partner, we're also moving house at the moment as well, so right now we're very very busy.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, I've got some great stuff, some fantastic promotions in the UK that I'm working for, and I'm really enjoying that. Like, so yeah, I don't like have like what's the kind of next step is I'd love to be doing more. I'd love to be doing bigger shows and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm always very cautious of like I don't want to go unless I'm wrestling for this place. I'm a failure. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
make sure that I'm concentrating on. I've got a lot of positives at the moment, and a lot of places I enjoy working.
And earlier you said that you got into wrestling because of one of your friends that
Mhm.
was actually in the NXT UK.
Mhm.
Can you share who that was?
Yeah, it was Ashton Smith. I don't know if you've seen him wrestle before, but he's a very big wrestler in the UK. But he's
Oh,
definitely you should go and watch some of his matches because he's excellent. I owe a lot to Ashton. He's a very good guy.
so he was in the UK. Did you ever get a tryout with WWUK?
Yeah. Oh, so I've not had a tryout with WWE.
Oh,
I'd
really?
love to.
Okay.
That would be amazing. Like I say, I'm working super hard. You know, working on my look and working on my presentation and stuff like that to try and stand out. But yeah, I mean, Ashton, he had a tryout and he was signed. I think in 2019 or 2018, 2019. Ashton was signed for a little while. Yeah. So spent a few years at WWE.
But now they got rid of the NXT UK. So,
Yeah.
but it looks like you rep for a lot of promotions in the UK.
Hmm.
Which are some favorite promotions that you work for?
Sure, yeah. So no, you're right. I wrestle for some fantastic promotions in
Oh
the UK. I'm really,
yeah,
yeah, some really good ones. Really grateful for the ones that choose to use me. So Future Shock Wrestling, that's home for me. So that's where I came up. That's where I trained. That's always going to have a special place in my heart. I recently wrestled Billy Gunn for Future Shock Wrestling, which was an incredible experience. So
wow,
cool. Really enjoyed that. So
that's cool.
yeah, Future Shock, they're always home for me. That's number one. But there's some other fantastic places that I wrestle for. So Atomic Pro Wrestling
Mhm.
in Liverpool, they've got a fantastic setup and book some really really good wrestlers. I mean, like you know, like they had like guys like Leon Slater on the show last year. Obviously, you can't have him anymore because he's on TV.
Yeah,
But some of the homegrown stars that they've built as well, fantastic. Scott Oberman, Teddy Ray. Odyssey Pro Wrestling in Morecambe. Now, in Morecambe, it's like you won't know Morecambe because it's just a small kind of seaside town, but
Okay.
it's real there. Like the crowd,
Really?
it is not kids to the whole crowd. It is real, and like there is no better atmosphere, I don't think, than Morecambe, because they're fully bought in. They're fully bought into the product that they're seeing. So, but yeah, like I'll be forgetting some, so I feel really bad. But like Catch Pro Wrestling in Manchester as well. That's a very good promotion, and it's a bit more like I describe it as kind of like a 15 movie. So it's not like blood and guts and deathmatch stuff, but like it's a bit more of an adult presentation. So like the kind of matches, it's very hard hitting, physical matches and stuff. So that's just, I find that really rewarding personally to kind of work there as well. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on in the UK at the moment for sure.
I know there's a lot of wrestling promotion everywhere, but it seems like the UK has been blown up recently.
Yeah, that's right. I think there's a lot of wrestling in the UK. And I think like the top end of the wrestling is great. I think, like you said, NXT UK, that was it's quite controversial over here because a lot of fans, they think, oh, you killed the indie scene, you signed all our best guys and stuff like
really?
that.
Okay.
But like a lot of guys did get signed, and a lot of guys are still signed, and like I could not be happier for anyone who gets signed to a major company. That's the goal, right? That's what we all want. But yeah, I think it did leave a little bit of a vacuum of guys, and I think we've definitely caught up now. And the top guys in the UK are some really, really good wrestlers coming through for sure.
So you mentioned that you wrestled Billy Gunn.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and he looks big on TV. So how big is he?
Oh man, if you think he looks big on TV, he's even bigger in person. It's ridiculous because, like, in the UK, I'm like a big guy, right? I'm a power lifter, strongman, and all this sort of stuff. And God, meeting Billy Gunn, like, he's huge. He's absolutely huge. And I was actually talking to him about this, saying like, I knew you were going to be a big guy, but I didn't realize just how jacked you are. But what he said is, he was like, yeah, he's like, I get that a lot because, he's like, I never wrestled like a big guy. And also he was like, when I was in the ring in the 90s, it was with guys like Taker, guys like Kane, guys like Big Show. Now they're the real big guys, but I think wrestling has changed quite a lot, and you had to be like 6'3" plus 250 pounds plus, sort of back then. And I think that's not the case now, but I think that's one of the reasons. Obviously he trains, his training, his physique is unbelievable. Like, I wish he's nearly twice. I think he's twice my age, and I wish I looked like that now. Never mind at his age. And but it just kind of goes to show how much he stands out now because he's taking care of himself. He takes his training seriously. But yeah, like back in like the late 90s, he kind of blended in a little bit. He always had a great physique, but so did everyone, right? Whereas now
everybody had a great physique back then.
Yeah, it's a little bit more like kind of work rate oriented. It's not so, guys, they all still look like wrestlers for sure, but it was less emphasis on that. Now it's less emphasis on that, more emphasis on the kind of work rate. But yeah, Billy Gunn, he could still do both. He's great.
Good God. So were you really nervous? Was this your big match in your career?
So yeah, it was probably the biggest match I've had to date for sure. And you know what? Like, I wasn't actually that nervous because he was so easy to work with. I was a little nervous coming to the venue, thinking like, oh, what's he going to be like? And stuff. The coolest guy I've ever met. Lovely, lovely person. And as soon as I knew he was cool, I was like, right, we're just gonna have an awesome time tonight. So yeah.
Now, did he throw any hard punches?
Yeah. No, so he's very physical. You can tell he's just super strong.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah.
safest guy I've been in the ring with. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah,
Really?
but he's just like he's super physical. You can tell the way that he moves you and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That is a strong dude. That's a proper wrestler.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm still in one piece. So yeah, safe as
That's
houses,
good.
man. Yeah, he's
Hey,
super
you're
safe.
still alive. You're still
Yeah,
alive.
absolutely.
So as a kid, you mentioned that you only watched like WWE
Mhm.
and TNA. Uh, what company did you watch more of?
So probably, so I think I've definitely watched more WWE.
Okay.
Uh, so yeah, like religiously, I'd watch WWE like when I was a kid. Then when I went off, so like when I got to like college and university, I kind of
Mhm.
like fell off a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got back into wrestling again once I'd sort of graduated. TNA though was that was on like TV over here, like the pay-per-views were free.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, so it was on a channel called Challenge TV. I think it was
Oh,
Challenge TV, or
man.
was it Bravo? Yeah. So like in the UK, what you'll find is that a lot of wrestlers in the UK or wrestling fans my age,
Mhm.
we all really like TNA because it was free on TV.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of us, yeah, a lot of us watch TNA. Yeah.
So, what would you say? Who would you put your style up against back then in TNA? Would you say you're like more of AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniel?
Sure. So in terms of like, I always thought that Anderson and I as a tag team, we're like the Steiner brothers, man. Like Steiner brothers
Okay.
are always my favorite. Scott Steiner, my favorite wrestler of all time. I think he's fantastic. I think he's amazing. But I feel like as I've like come from like quite an athletic background,
Mhm.
I've always enjoyed watching guys like Kurt Angle. That TNA run was just awesome.
Oh,
Like
that was
he was
awesome.
the best. The wrestling machine is the best wrestler in the
Yeah,
world. You
awesome.
know, but guys like so that kind of like but I'm a lot less technical than Kurt Angle, so more of like a powerhouse kind of
Mhm.
aspect of it. So that kind of so I tell you what, I'll give you an answer here for TNA. The alpha male Monty Brown was
Oh, I love
he was
that
the
guy.
man, yeah, the pounce, yeah. So
I love that
if I
guy.
was to liken my style to a TNA wrestler, Monty Brown all day.
Yeah, but when he went over to WWE, they butchered his character.
Yeah, he's got so much charisma, man. Like you know, like
Yeah, he did. Yeah, into
and he was
that.
just kind of lost in that ECW stable, you know, like
Yeah, yes, he
yeah,
was.
he was a little bit lost there, but yeah, I thought Monty Brown was the man. Like he was so cool.
I used to watch it every time that TNA was on TV.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
some great times.
So the next question is, would you consider yourself a heel or a babyface, and which one do you like to be more, a heel or a babyface?
It's interesting. So I'd say I'm probably a babyface 2 out of 3 times. So I think I definitely am more. Yeah, I feel like yeah, I think I've done definitely more babyface matches for sure. I think people kind of like the old school kind of you know, you don't like gorilla press slams and stuff like
Mhm.
you don't get a lot of anymore. So I find that people kind of like my move set lends itself to being uh more of a baby face. But like working as heel, I find like especially on like some of the family shows and stuff, I enjoy
Okay.
being a heel, man. Like the kids, like so there's a promotion called Salford City Wrestling in Manchester
Mhm.
where I won the King of the Ring tournament basically.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of like, do you remember King Booker? That's kind of like my shtick. And
Oh,
and the
really?
kids they come with signs that say "Not my king," and they hate me, man. And it's so funny. I absolutely like the reactions that they give me are just amazing. So yeah, I feel like I'm probably babyface most of the time. But yeah, I quite like working heel, especially on the family shows where there's a lot of kids, you know.
But what would you say? Which is the hardest character to get a reaction at, a babyface or a heel?
Sure. So I think maybe it says a lot about like wrestling in general. It's a lot easier to get people to hate you than people to like you, you know. So especially like if it's your first time somewhere, do you know what I mean? You got to
Yeah.
work really hard to get people on side and stuff. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think do you know what? I think it's easier to be a heel, but I think it's harder to be a good heel. So I think like it's easy to get those boos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That it is harder to get cheered as a babyface, but to be a really, really good heel and understand that your role is much harder than being a babyface, I think.
Okay. Oh, I did forget to ask you at the beginning of the interview. How did you come up with your in-ring name, TroyRyan?
Sure. So my debut was kind of thrust on me quite quickly, and
Okay.
me and Anderson, we were like, oh, like because I find like a lot of guys now when they start training, they've got
Yeah.
some people try to sell merch before they've got a match, man. And like
Really?
whereas I didn't have a name until like a week before my debut because I was just so concentrated on I want to be a wrestler
Okay.
in the ring, and then
Yeah.
it kind of like so yeah, we kind of thought like our gimmicks are like we were kind of like gym bro kind of stuff. So then we were like, well, what are some kind of gym bro names? And then, so that's why me and my tag partner came up with our names. But yeah, but like, it's funny now, like a lot of guys are in training and they've got a separate pro wrestling Instagram and they're selling merch. I'm like, bro, you ain't had a match yet, man. Come on, just concentrate on the training,
Wow. They do that?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it.
So in the next 3 years, where do you see yourself go?
Sure. So yeah, like I say, I think at the moment it's quite a busy time in my life. There's been a lot of ups and downs. So like I say, in the last 6 months, I've started a new job and taken on freelance clients. My tag partner's retired, and me and my girlfriend, we're moving in together and stuff. So it's like it's very, very busy time in my life, and I'm just trying to like get settled from there, and then it's put together some plans to expand. Like I say, I'm training super, super hard. I'm at the gym every day and stuff. Trying to improve my look, trying to improve my presentation, and then I'm going to try and look to be really proactive about flying elsewhere. To be honest with you, I don't know where that is yet. But yeah, I think that's something that has to come from me. It has to be me being proactive, and yeah, just looking to wrestle other places and other countries. To be honest.
And did you get any opportunities to fly anywhere that you didn't take?
Yeah. So last year we wrestled in Denmark in Copenhagen for Nordic Elite Wrestling, which was an unbelievable experience. The crowd there, the whole setup was amazing, and the crowd and the two guys we wrestled, two of the coolest guys I've ever met as well. Really, really enjoyed working them. I am going to Germany later this year as well.
Oh, really?
Which will be good. I think September I'm going to Germany.
Nice.
So yeah, so I think at the moment it's just trying to like see if there's any more opportunities in Europe and stuff. But yeah, like I say, I'm very happy with the promotions I'm working for at the moment. There's some really cool matches coming up and stuff like that. But yeah, I have had the opportunity to go overseas, and I'd like to do that a little more. Yeah.
I know you wrestle for a lot of promotions. So do you run into any of other friends in the promotion everywhere?
Yeah. So there's a lot of guys that I see regularly, which is cool. And it is funny where sometimes, like in one promotion, like I'm the heel, they're the face. The promotion, we switch it around and stuff. But even in the UK, there's some like very different scenes. So there's a lot of wrestlers, a lot of good wrestlers. So like the scene in like Scotland, or the scene in like Wales, or the scene in like down south is very different. And I really enjoy mixing with those as well. So like I've got some friends, like I saw my friend from Scotland last week, who I've not seen for like a couple of years, which was really cool.
Wow, okay.
And so it's always nice when you get to like mix with. I imagine it's the same in the States as well. Obviously you've got like the different coasts and you've got different states and territories and stuff like that. It's just much smaller over here. A lot less driving.
So let me ask you: have you ever wrestled or met Sam Gainwell?
Sam Gradwell.
Yeah.
So I've never actually wrestled Sam, but he's awesome. He's really, really good. A proper heavyweight wrestler. He's got a great look. I've been on a lot of shows with Sam, but I've never actually got in the ring with him myself. So that would be a really good match, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can maybe do it this year.
Maybe I can get that together because I talk to him all the time.
Yeah, Gradwell. He's awesome, man.
Oh, he's a cool dude. So in different promotions in the UK, do they have does each promotion have like different kind of wrestling styles?
Yes and no. I think like I divide it into a few different categories. So we
Okay.
have in the holidays,
Hmm.
especially, we have like camp shows.
Yeah.
So basically, they're like places like Butlins is probably the biggest one for sure. Like
Yeah.
they get thousands and thousands of people in. You know, they've got guys like Nick Nemeth, Mustafa Ali, Rhino. You know, like they've hired. You know, they've got some big names over, but like they're not like story driven promotions. The quality of wrestling is excellent, but you're basically there just to entertain the people for the night, you know.
Yeah.
So like the in-ring quality is incredible, but it's not like a story-driven promotion. Then you've kind of got your like training school associated shows
Mm.
that the emphasis is on the guys that are training and trying to bring them up and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then you've kind of got your more so you could be a bit more story driven because they use a lot of
Hmm.
the same wrestlers. And then you've kind of got your more like indie shows
Yeah.
where like it's again, like I said about Catch before, it's a little more adult themed. Like I know Rev Pro, that's probably the biggest one in the UK. They're like the quality of wrestling on there is unbelievable. They are still family friendly, but the nature of the wrestling kind of leads it to being a bit more of a like a grown up presentation. And then you've got the other end of the spectrum completely, where there's like 18 and over shows. You know, like you get your death matches and your
Yeah.
blood
Yeah.
and guts and stuff like that. Personally, that ain't for me. But I've got a lot of respect for what those guys do. But that just it's not my bag personally, you know. So yeah, like I'd say like so, you know, like if you're in like the same area, you usually get like one or two like family friendly promotions. Then you maybe
Hmm.
get more of an adult theme promotion and stuff. But then, like I said, there's the bigger touring companies that kind of
Yeah.
go from town to town and run those shows.
Nice. Well, I don't want to take all your time. So one last question:
Of course, yeah.
if you could put 5 people on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling from the UK, who would you put?
Wow. Is this all time or is this currently in the UK now?
Yeah, it's up to you.
It's up to me. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I think, do you know what? Let's go with independent wrestling guys, because
Okay.
obviously there's the classics. Do you know what I mean? There's like
Yeah.
British Bulldog and the
Oh
Dynamite
yeah.
Kid and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I think I'll kind of keep it current of
Okay.
guys. I'm gonna cheat a little bit though, because I'm putting a tag team on. I'm putting them on together. So I'm gonna
All right.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna try
that's
to
fine.
I'm going to try and cheat a little bit. So I think, yeah, at the moment, Luke Jacobs is on there for sure.
Okay.
Like so I kind of came up with Luke in training,
Hmm.
and we knew he was a star then. Like he was, you
Okay.
know, and he's just so driven. He's got a great attitude. And he's a fantastic professional wrestler. I think like he's at the top of all the top promotions in the UK, and rightfully so. So he's got to be on there for sure. I'm putting the Blockbusters on there as a tag team. If you've
Okay.
not heard of those guys, you need to check them out. So yeah, Jordan and Toby, they are like a massive. It's basically they're a throwback to like, you know, they could be the lost Von Erich brothers, you know, those kind of like old school jacked up guys, but God, they can move, they can work. They and like for my money, they should be on TV. They should be, yeah, they are fantastic. So I'm going to cheat a little bit and put the Blockbusters
Okay.
on there as well. I think I'm going to put Charlie Sterling on as well, because he is for my money, he's got everything. He's, you know, he's tall, he's jacked, he can move, he's got
Mhm.
charisma. Like I just think he's like the complete package is Charlie Sterling. I think he's fantastic. And then I'm going to say Rio as well. She's currently over in the States. And for me, I think she's right now the best women's wrestler in the UK, if not the best wrestler in the UK, full stop. Again, she's got a great look, a really believable style. She looks absolutely jacked as well recently. So like, yeah, I'll say Rio. I'll always forget people. I've definitely forgot someone, but we've got Blockbusters, Luke, Charlie, and Rio. So there you go. That's your Mount Rushmore.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I had a great time talking to you. Thank you so much.
Oh no, you're very welcome, man. Thank you for having me on.
And maybe I can have you on again in the future.
Yeah, sure, man. That'd be cool.
And so you have a great day or great night over there. Or
Yeah, you too, mate. Yeah, have fun.
all right.